Hey guys, Mike Tang here with Tang Trades, back in another trading video. In this video, I'm going to be going over my charting layout on how I set it up for ThinkorSwim for options. If you want it to look like how my charts look like, this is what the video is going to be for. So I'll have all these different indicators. I have my active trader on the side here, all these different things coming up. And if you want to look like my typical QQQs or SPYs and all this good jazz here, that's what we're going to go over. So I'm going to start by just resetting it to default so that everybody can see it. Okay, first and foremost, we'll go to charts, delete these bottom ones here, and we're going to add one chart to the side here. We'll delete these other things here, delete, and delete. So just one watch list. You can add more if you want. We'll leave it at that for now. I'm going to link this to red. Link this to red, red. So now when we click BE, they both come up on the same token there. So let's go ahead and go over the chart now. Chart, I'll go through each tab just to make it easier. On this tab, I don't really change anything outside of overlap volume. And I'll also leave my toolbar on each chart. And I'll show you what that is. So let's just go ahead and click that on. Apply. This is the toolbar here that I was talking about, and then now the volume is on the chart as opposed to a separate section on the bottom here. So right there, price axis, I don't change anything on this. Time axis, I do change it, and I'll leave it so that I have the expansion area to 100 bars to the right. What that does is right here on the chart, if you look at it, the candles are kind of going off completely all the way to the edge of the chart, and I really don't like doing that, so I will make it 100. And then that way I have some space so I can see what's upcoming in terms of price targets and whatnot. Okay, so next one is going to be favorite time frame. I actually like to edit the 1 minute time frame to either 5 minutes or 10 minutes, just depending on what the pre-market looks like. You can go through each individual time frame to do whatever you want, but I'm going to just leave it at this for now. Appearance, the only thing I go through is going to be the fill up section, so that all of my candles are either red or they're green. That's just personal preference. You can leave it to whatever you want it to be. And I use the candle setup. Likewise, you can do whatever type of charting that you prefer, but for me, I'm just going to use candles. Equities, no changes here. If this is not extended, I would put this on, put the extended highlight trading sessions on before it's to look a little bit nicer, and so you can see the pre-market stuff. Same thing on options, make sure that it's selected, and then futures also selected. This is particularly important because I trade SPY and QQQ, so I'll look at the indexes just like SPX, and I want to be able to see what happens during the pre-market or aftermarket hours. And Forex, no changes there. So okay, we're done with that particular section. Here now we can go to change this to active trader, and we're going to get rid of the chart on the right here, and now it's looking closer to what I have before. Okay. Oh, right, let's take off this here, take off the customized grid, take off that, and then the next part was we're going to go over some of the indicators that I go over or that I use. So I use a couple here. So VWAP is one of them. I just type it in, VWAP, add that in. Okay, cool. Next one I use is the SMA line. So that is the simple moving average. I actually use two of them. So add one. One is the 20. So I'll change that to 20. And the other one is going to be 180. Boom. All right. I also use a exponential moving average. Okay, and that one I just leave at 9. You also see at the bottom of my videos I use a buy-sell indicator. I downloaded this off Google. I'll just go ahead and put that link in the description, but for the time being we're just going to add that on there too, and I'll put that in the lower. And I also use the RSI. Put that right there. Okay, now let's go ahead. For all these studies and stuff, we can save the entire set, so you have to redo this every single time. As simple as just saving the set. I'll call it sample for the video. Save, done. Okay, cool. All right, so now you see that we have all the different stuff on here. Oh, the RSI. Sorry, mishap there. Yeah, there's a little mishap. I thought the buy sell and stuff was on there. It was combined on the RSI. What I did there was go back into studies. Before it was like this, where they both were in the same spot. And so then it ended up showing up like this. I actually wanted it to be separate, so I put it in a different one. Apply there. Okay, so now it's looking pretty close to what I want it to be right now. Let's go into the active trader one. Active trader box here. And that is going to, I'm going to configure a little bit of this particular section here. So I'm going to add in, if you click on this little gear here, I like to do buy the ask. So I'll add that item and I'll do sell the bid, which is sell the bid. I will go ahead and remove reverse. I leave flatten, and then I leave all this other stuff on because I don't really look at it, but put that on there. I will go ahead and expand this. And oh, this is actually not in the right spot. So buy the ask, sell the bid. Feel free to fiddle around with all these different settings. I'm just going over exactly my layout here, or layout. Okay, maybe we'll open this up just so that we have a little bit more space. Right now, if you see, it's actually set on the stocks and not necessarily options. But before we do that, I want to go press auto send so it doesn't ask me for a confirmation when I actually want to take a trade. If I click the button, I want it to go. So yeah, I am going to do that. And then, if I want to trade options, how I go about it is I go into the symbol tab, I press options, and in this case, I want to see BE, boom. All right, so on the left side are going to be the calls. On the right side is going to be the puts. 16 talks about how many days to expiration. So 16, 44. So these are pretty big spreads, or sorry, big contracts. Maybe we look at something like SPY. SPY, so these are 0, 2 days, 5 days. If you want to have more strike prices, you can. 6, 8, 10, 12, whatever you want it to be. I just leave it at 4. And typically I'll trade the 2-day expiration just because I think same day the decay is just too fast, especially on days where it just consolidates. It's just not, you just get eaten up by theta. But anyways, we'll go ahead and click this just for the reference. Click. And you'll see that actually it changes the charting because I have them all linked together. So that's kind of what's annoying about ThinkorSwim, is that it's not super continuous. How we get around that is we'll go ahead and click on SPY again. And on this one, we have to actually change this to a different one that's not your watch list. So I have red linked up, and they're all red. You can choose any of these other ones so it's not linked up. I'm going to just click yellow for the sake of clicking yellow. And then we'll just go into BE just because this is a little bit tough to look at. So, right. So now I have BE pulled up. If I want to go into BE right here, BE, add, and then we'll look at the contracts for it, which is, you can click whatever. So now when I click it, it doesn't change, and these are the contracts for the expirations and all that stuff. So that will be that setup. I also have a level 2 on here, so I'll put that at the very bottom. And then over here, am I missing anything on this chart? I'm trying to think about it. Oh, I have news on this chart, so I'll go ahead and put that at the bottom too. And that's it. That's what my trading setup looks like. Oh, yeah. Here, I'll pin this just so that I have my drawing tools. If you want to edit it very easily, you can just add buttons. You want to add a rectangle. So let's say you add a rectangle. Maybe you want to add a Fibonacci. You can do that. Price line, maybe, yeah, that's a price line's a popular one for me. So I'll go ahead and put that under, I think it's drawing tools. Where's price line? Price line, boom. Okay, done. And then now it goes on to every single chart that you have. So that's what I have on my particular main screen, and this is it right here. Done. On my other screen, since I use 3 screens to trade, one screen has my main trading thing here. My other left screen, I'm going to pull it over to here so you can see what I'm looking at. I typically have my QQQs and my SPYs pulled up here. So I just have one chart on each side that they're not connected to any particular chart because I don't want to change. I always want it to be up. The indexes is up, so I have an idea of what's going on. Even if I'm looking at different trades or whatever. Sometimes I'll pull up the index, sometimes I'll look at a different ticker symbol, especially if I'm just sitting in there waiting for consolidation or whatever it may be. And these are all the same type of setups that I have. Surprisingly, I don't have RSI on this one, but it's really not a big deal. I just use it as a reference. But that's what's on my left monitor. And on my right monitor, I don't really have much up. I actually just look at like Discord, or I have like some video or something pulled up. Most of the time I don't look at it, but that's just the other window that I have. So these are the 2 main trading windows that I have here. So if you want to set up something super simple like this, very easily, I'll just go ahead and do it real quick. I'll reset just to see what it looks like. Same thing, right? We've got into this chart here. Delete, delete, delete. We'll just add another chart here. Boom, okay. SPY, QQQ, and then, oh, I actually didn't even save my studies. So before we keep going, let me just go back to the main chart. Something easy to do is you can just go ahead and save the study set. And when you do that, let's just say you want to save the study set as whatever name. I have as multi-grid or multi-bit. All that does is it saves all the indicators. So I have it already saved. I have it saved. I'll just use multi-grid. Okay, so I'll put that on here. We'll open up multi-grid, open up multi-grid, and then and then the style too, you also need to save the style. I'm sorry, same exact thing. I'll go ahead and put multi-set, and that's it. Oh, I think this is just missing something. I think it's missing a buy pressure. Yeah, so sorry, I thought I had buy pressure on there. Let's just go ahead and add that on just for the sake of the video. Put that on there. Boom, okay. Buy pressure right in there. And so that's what I use to trade. Lock that, cool. And then you can save this particular setup to be whatever name you want it to be. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And when you have everything finally set up the way that you want it to be set up, make sure that when you finish up, you go to setup here and you put save workspace as. And when you do that, that way, whenever it loads up, or if you click out of something or whatever it may be, you can very easily pull back up your previous settings, and it will pull it up to whatever you want it to be. So for example, let's just say that I reset everything. Okay, and I saved it prior. So I will go ahead, this is my workspace. I use the options workspace. Go ahead. Yeah, I don't know what all this stuff is. I think this is just a virtual thing, but yeah, this is weird. This is when I was just doing some test trading stuff. But as you can see, all my layout and stuff is back up, no problems. And then my chart and stuff is over here, all done. Okay, so yeah, that's going to be the trading video, or the trading chart layout video. If you got more questions and whatnot, you can go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. If you like this kind of video, if you want me to do more videos how I have my setup or even strategy or whatever it may be, leave a comment below. And if you want to see more videos just like this one, consider subscribing. All right, take care guys, and thanks for watching.